They're just glued.
One, 2, 3.
So with making fursuits, there's a lot of like trial and error, and there's no guide. Like you just like, oh, some foam together, and let's hope for the best. So I just wanted to go over the stuff I have made and some of the mistakes, the good stuff, to try and help anyone that is just starting like I am, but to also document my growth and try and learn from past mistakes and grow upon that. So my first head I actually don't have here. It was a Tokoyami cosplay from My Hero, and it's a hot mess. Him and Maru were kind of made around the same time, so I switched between like who was my first head. He technically got finished first, but it was made out of plastic canvas, which do not, I mean you can, but plastic canvas does not last long, so it will break eventually. Like it breaks down and it gets hard and it's not that good for long term. So, but the issue with my Tokoyami head is that I can't see. Like, Maru has limited vision because of how his eyes are. They're like the cutesy Shiba whatever. Tokoyami literally just doesn't have eye holes for me to look out of. The issue was that I wanted a moving jaw so badly, and how I shaped the head, his eyes are like out to here. Like this would be my head, my line of sight, and his eyes are out to here, and it's like the tiniest little hole for me to try and look out of. You'd think to look out of the mouth, but since he's a moving jaw, you can't. That's your mouth. I also didn't help it by like closing it up more. So if I opened my mouth, you couldn't see inside the head. So I use them a lot for cosplays and stuff when I go to cons, but I can't see, so I'm always like lifting up the head and like walking around with the head off. I do want to remake him, and he will be remade one day, hopefully. My second head is this boyo, and I usually try to edit it out. He also suffers from bad vision, and I can't breathe. Like, his mouth is so small that I can't really get a good breath of air, especially if I'm talking a lot. So if I get all like winded sounding in my videos, that's kind of why. And Mars' vision is like this. This is all I can see, and this one bit I can't see. So he was a rush project. Maru actually has a really funny story. Me and my friend were going to our first FurCon for our friend's birthday, and we're like, you know, we don't have time to make suits, but wouldn't it be awesome? And since we worked together, we had just like convinced each other that 2 months was a perfect time to make these suits. And my original design changed in like a matter of weeks because I made him specifically for a suit, and then I just got attached to him, so he's one of my sonas. His original design was more of the brown, or not brown, the gray, but then I changed it halfway. So like everyone looks at like I used to, when I commissioned art, like send a picture of the suit, but be like, no, not those colors. Like that's not correct. He's also made out of Joann's fabric, which there's no shade in buying Joann's fabric, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it was like, oh, I was gonna do this cosplay and I bought this fur, but I'm not gonna use it. So it was a lot like this short pile fur that he has on him is not what I would use for a fursuit. It's very thin, shiny, and a little too dark for what I wanted. He's got the squeaker, which I can never make to work. I have great stories if anyone wants me to tell the stories about me getting like a punch in the face at cons for people trying to squeak my squeaker. Like, please leave a comment, because there's 1,000 of them, and I was only at one con. With this one too, it was like the first time I sewed the fur on first. I didn't do that with Tokoyami, so there's a little bit of like some stuff just piling up weird in the areas, mostly around the ears. So I'd fix that in Maru 2.0. Also though, his feet are a travesty. Like, you might be thinking I'm over dramatic, because like that's not a bad first time foot bean. We have exposed foam, but like that's not that bad. I think it's this foot. The one bean just kept flying off. I went to a dance competition and thank God it stayed on. But like I stomped and I'm like, I could feel the ground. This bean just like flopped off at the bottom and like my toe was right there. But also my favorite part, someone grabbed them. I know I'm breaking the magic. Someone grabbed them because they're made of Joanne's Minky, so they're soft. And this person grabbed them. I made these in a night, not even a full day. In one night, I made two feet paws. I want to die. If you squeeze them just right, but they are not sewn together. They're just glued. Mara definitely needs work. I want to do 2.0 so badly, but I want to like get more experience before I just make like the same mistakes and like not know what I'm doing and then be like, oh, I want to make Mario 3.0 so badly. Because Mario 2.0 is not good either. My second head is also another cosplay head. It is Falco Lombardi from Star Fox. And it was for MagFest 2019 because their theme was Star Fox. But I swear, because their theme was Star Fox, there was more furries there because they're like, oh, look at these cute furry characters. It's just really funny to me. But anyway, so I haven't done really good eye work yet, and I think his eye work was the best. So I'm really happy with that. All this blue, this crazy amount of foam. I tried to not put like just a block of foam to give it some air, so it's all like strips. So it has more aeration. Still gets hot in there. Like, no, regardless, still gets hot. He definitely has better vision than Maru, but the issue is that the gap between his eyes is bigger. So I usually like have to see through one or the other most of the time to have better vision. I also had problems shaving him because I got a razor like specially for him. Because Maru I didn't have to shave and Tokoyami I didn't have to shave. So I didn't know what I was doing. So it is bumpy and like not as pleasant on the beak structure. Beak inside is also bumpy, so that doesn't help. But besides that, like he's all lined and stuff. He was definitely more of the, oh, I want to keep doing this. Let me make them like how they're meant to be made. Instead of, oh, I just want this to look aesthetically nice and then like not use it. Because that's kind of, not like not use it, but like try and get it to where normal makers get it to. I guess that quality is what I'm talking about. So the other head that I have is not originally made by me. Is my bird boy Emil, and he is a resin-based head. He's a bit different than the foam heads I've been making, and that's one of the reasons that when I saw his original owner was selling him for a really good price, I was like, okay, yeah, I need this. So Emil originally had a bit of stuff on his nose and a few things that I decided that I didn't want. No shade to the original creator, which I have the name, I just don't remember it, unfortunately. So that's why he's kind of my project right now. I'm gonna do a little bit more shaving. He's not fully done being shaved. He's got a little bit too much neck floof for my taste, so he is getting that trimmed. Also some of the inside, the person that had owned him before has a smaller head than I do, so there's a lot of foam in there. Took that out for my head to be more comfortable in it, but now there's a couple of like rough pieces, so I need to patch that up. It's my grumpy boy. Next I have what I'm currently working on is another cosplay one. It is Susie. I almost said Undertale, but I know it's Deltarune. So it's Susie from Deltarune. This one I want to do a different style. I enjoy the bucket head method as like an easy, like, here's your head, but it's a little too bulky for my taste. I don't think I'm going to go with what I was doing here for the next head, because I've seen like bins on the bucket head that I like better, but this was my original idea. to focus more on front of the head than be kind of thinking about, oh, this is gonna look weird because it's gonna bump into my shoulder more than it should be and stuff like that. So yeah, she has so far paws. I somehow just kind of like cut fabric together and they were like, yeah, that's like the paws actually work, and I was surprised. But yeah, I'm hoping she's been prolonged a little bit. She's supposed to be done before, but I'm hoping that by the time summer is over, I could wear her and she'll be fully done. My other one is not a head, but is something that I've been working on, which are puffy paws. And I made like a whole pattern for these. I was really cautious. I was like, okay, we're gonna actually make something professional. These paws are fully lined, they have stuffing in them, you could fully fit your hand and like it's super comfy and it still has a decent amount of movement to it. It definitely still needs some work. I haven't put any bias tape on it and the fur is still a little too long in spots, so I have to go back and like shave and cut it and whatnot. I'm hoping that when these are done I can sell them for like really cheap, because this is basically like a mock-up of what I want to do, and then hopefully from there continue to do fursuit-esque things like paws and stuff like that. That's kind of what I got going on now, what I have worked on, what I've been working on. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll put links to some of my social medias. If you're interested, once these paws are fully finished, I will be selling them. It will be posted on my social media once that is done. If you want, check out my other videos and have a good day. Bye.